All right, what is up, guys? It is now a new week. It is Monday, 4 p.m. So we're done with trading. Obviously, I was off really early. We ended up taking no trades today, and not a big surprise considering the fact that number one, it was a no news Monday. Number two, I'll get into more why, but pretty much just taking into consideration it's a no news Monday. I already went to the day knowing that probabilities are really low. Now, on top of that, the next reason we did not trade was this was market. This was right before pre-market. This was market open pretty much. So around 9:20. Let's skip 9:20. Oh, well, there you go. That pretty much told you why I didn't trade. But anyways, going into market open, what I saw was, look how ugly this is. Okay, you go to a line chart. This is just a barcode, right? We're just barcoding around. The higher time frame looked absolutely horrendous. The hourly, terrible. 30-minute, even worse. 15-minute, there's literally no point scaling lower than the 15-minute. Now, what I also saw was, so we had all-time highs right here. We end up taking it at Asia Open right around, what was this, 8 p.m. Asia Open. We swept all-time highs and rejected, we rejected lower, okay? So let's see how strong this rejection was after we swept all-time highs. We rejected 150 points. Now, what you see after that is, so first of all-time highs got swept and immediately rejected. Next time we try to take all-time highs, we edged it by 10 points and rejected down another 100 points. So I already knew going into the day that all-time highs as a target is really sketchy, considering that we swept it. You're literally targeting a liquidity sweep. We sweep all-time highs, have a fat rejection lower, then we struggle to take it again. So going into the day, I already knew that trying to trade towards all-time highs is super risky, super sketch, and most likely the delivery will not be clean. And look what happens at market open. So 9:29 right here, market opens 9:30, boom, boom, boom. So we ended up sweeping out all-time highs in 3 minutes, and it was 150 points of a move. So each candle was like, what, 50-ish points? Yeah, 40. So as you see, really weird way to take out all-time highs, literally just shot up. So after this happened, I was like, cool, close the charts, went about my day. And you can tell that was the right decision because, so considering the fact, I already knew that I'm not trading chop, but after we took all-time highs, I'm like, okay, so we took our draw out, there's literally nothing to trade towards anymore. And blah, 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 nothing happens the rest of the day. We start ranging. So I saw a lot of people got smoked today trying to trade this, and if you were able to just see how bad conditions were, did it make sense for us to continue higher? No, you just get off, you avoid the day. Low probability days do happen. That's part of trading. Not every single day is going to be super clean. So just knowing what days are tradable, which ones aren't, will save you from so many losses. And obviously it saved me from probably forcing stupid trades. So really simple, no trade day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. There really is nothing else to say. The lights are because I just recorded a video. If you guys follow me on my short form, Instagram and TikTok, I've changed my background to make it a little more aesthetic. Oh, let me give you guys a little update on my situation here. I haven't told you guys, but since last Friday, TikTok has absolutely been shutting down my account. Can I lower it a bit? So I don't think you can see, but anyways, we have 9 views. How many does this have? 3 views. 3 views. How much is this? 9, 10, 13, 16, 21, 21, and the next one has 232. So obviously something is up with my TikTok considering the fact that I was averaging around 500 views, better views. Some videos did like 1,000, but yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what is going on my TikTok. So if you follow me from my TikTok, please go check out my Instagram. It is the exact same name as my TikTok because obviously you're not gonna be able to see my content because TikTok is obviously suppressing it. So yeah, really weird situation, but it is what it is. Can't really, it's out of my control. So anyways, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, what is up, guys? It is now Tuesday, 4:30 p.m., way past market close. So today was a big losing day. I ended up losing about $1,000 across every single one of my accounts. And yeah, I mean, it's really unfortunate. The loss was really fucking stupid. I 100% could have avoided the loss. It was the easiest loss to avoid, but yeah, there's literally nothing else to say. It was literally just a stupid loss. So let me just show you guys what the trade was. This was 9:30. Where was 9:30 was this down candle right here. What I saw going into the day was just going through replay. So pretty much on the hourly time frame, if this wants to load, this is what I was looking at. What I saw was huge down move through the overnight session, and I was looking for shorts during Asia around this area right over here. Didn't get it because price was chopping around and I went to bed. But anyways, what I saw was huge down move. We held this hourly gap right here, got a decent flip out, got a little retrace back down here, held this 30-minute gap, and got our second flip. So at the time too, I saw that we had really good draws higher. We had this hourly high right here. We had a bunch of hourly highs above and an unfilled hourly gap. Now, what I also saw was the only thing that could hold price realistically from going any higher over here was this 1 hour fair value gap right here. This gap right here, the line is the bottom of the fair value gap. That's what I thought would be the only thing that could hold price back. So what I saw scaling down to the lower time frame, as I told you, strong flip out of this 30-minute gap. And I'm not going to lie, I did miss an entry right around this area. But once I saw this 1 minute candle wick down, edge of the 1 minute gap and close higher, I was like, okay, that's a decent enough entry for me. This line right here, this first line is London highs, I believe. Yeah, so it is London highs. And as I told you, we were so close to taking that break-even point that I was like, okay, maybe there's a 10-point difference from that high. I was like, okay, we'll probably will take that high. But obviously what happened was we swept London highs and immediately started delivering lower. Boom. So yeah, what my mistake obviously was mitigating risk at the wrong point. I thought that we would go 10 more points higher, sweep out the hourly gap, tap into the hourly gap. As I told you, that's what I thought, that hourly gap, this second line right here, was the only point that could reject price. But obviously I was wrong because London highs was a pretty major target. So what the key takeaways from today for me is that obviously I need to be smarter with these trades. Whoa, mitigating risk better. I need to be genuinely just smarter with these trades because, and this is honestly the reality of how trading is, it is extremely frustrating that I did end up taking such a massive hit this week and last week, considering the fact that we were so close to payouts. The balances were sitting about like 1.4K across every account, as I told you guys last video. And yeah, it is extremely frustrating, but that is how trading goes. We were 1 day away from payout. I did need 2 days for consistency, but we were 1 day from payout and we hit a really fat loss right before that payout day. So man, at this point, there's nothing else I could do. I was pretty much over the loss maybe an hour and a half after I got off the charts, because I'm not going to lie, it was really frustrating seeing that loss. But on the other end too, it was nice to see that we did not get stopped out and price just ran higher. What price ended up doing was, if I can flip, price ended up absolutely running lower, dumping. So yeah, it was just complete wrong draw. I guess London highs was the highest. But also what I saw was there was a bunch of war news coming out on Twitter. So that could have been why we got a massive dump. But it doesn't really matter. It was just the whole issue was that I was an idiot. I did not mitigate risk at the right spot. Obviously, let emotions get to my mind. The fact that I was so close, one winning day away from a payout pretty much, had the balances where I wanted them. Yeah. Nothing else to say, but okay, so it is now Wednesday, pretty late in the day. It is 6 p.m. over here. Boom. So I guess this would probably be a little better. So it is pretty much around 6 p.m. Didn't end up trading New York session today. I did end up taking a really clean trade during Asia session. So this was the trade that I took on Asia session. It was a simple continuation. I'll explain it a bit in a bit, but man, oh man, did I miss out. What could have been the profits if we held? We could have caught a smooth 300 points for a nice 9R, but that is just, wishful thinking. But funny enough, I didn't need that many points anyways, but Let's go into a little bit of a breakdown of this trade right over here. So as I go into recap mode, boom. This is what I see around Asia Open. So this is obviously a little bit played out, but Asia Open, we had this massive hourly gap form right here. We obviously had, so when I took my loss the day before, so yesterday, we had a massive fucking sell-off. So we dumped 500 points. And then 2 hours before market close, so right around 1 p.m., so 1 p.m., we shot up 400 points. So we had obviously an insane V-shaped flip on the line chart. As you can see, strong flip. So that was my indication that, okay, most likely we are going to continue going higher, right? Obviously, we have such a strong flip. All-time highs is a really good draw. All-time highs up here is a really good draw. But once again, I just needed my points, my consistency points, however much I need for consistency, and just got on about my day. So as I told you, I saw we opened up a fresh hourly gap. So I was just waiting for price to retrace into the gap, get decent displacement out, and I was looking to long that shit. So that is exactly what we ended up getting. So originally my first trade idea was this right over here. I was taking this, I took this 5-minute close right here. Stops were pretty much at the bottom of the 5-minute. And again, I was targeting just that New York PM high. I was going to go break even at this external high, which did not end up getting hit. So I ended up getting break even on my original trade. So if I just go like this, boom, 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 pretty simple, like it was pretty much a flat 1-to-1 R of the trade. Anyways, break even point was this high right here. Price ends up shooting up literally in the first 2 minutes of the candle, edges my break even by like a tick. So I regardless went break even, but obviously that was probably not the right move to do because we do end up holding, but that would have been just also like a ridiculous amount of drawdown to hold through. Next thing I saw was we open up this fresh 5-minute gap. So mind you, we hold the hourly gap, displays higher, create a 5-minute gap, hold the hourly gap again, tap into this 5-minute gap. That's when I got on the 3-minute time frame. And I took, where is the candle? I think it's this next one. Yeah, boom. This was my entry right here. Target again was 50 points, so somewhere around this area. Stops were this bottom wick right here. So again, going for around, sorry, my stop was at the bottom of this wick right here. So going for about 1.5 R. Really simple trade. Break even was obviously going to be Asia highs, that high that we just generated. So break even right here. And this was a bit of a devious hold, not gonna lie, because as you see, the trade does start going to drawdown. We get really close to my stop loss. How much did we edge it by? So about 10 points that we edged my stop loss by. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I was honestly stressing the fuck out when this trade was going to draw down. But I still had my conviction because we were holding this 5-minute gap. We held it nice. Once we got the second flip, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We're going to keep going higher. And yeah, boom, 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 boom. Ends up playing out. So really nice trade during Asia session. Really happy with it. Ended up closing about $570 across every account. Let me see if I can I can't pull up the live P&L for you guys because it is already past the trading day, but I'll show you guys the my Discord. So as you see here, I marked both trades out, explained both of my trades, pretty much showed the break even. This was the original trade, was literally entry. So I limited that 5-minute gap. Entry was off the 5. Displacement break even. Next, so that was the break even trade. Then I told everybody that I was back in the trade, obviously floating P&L. And obviously when the trade closed, bang, there you go. It was around 560 across every account. So yeah, extremely happy with that trade. Couldn't have went any better. Asia session has been really clean. But yeah, not much else to say. Followed my rules. That was a really clean trade. What I really loved about the trade was we got a clean V-shaped flip, create a 5-minute gap, tap back into it. So we got our first flip, retraced the second flip, took the second flip, boom. Beautiful trade, really happy with it. Not gonna lie, I told you guys I was tripping out when the trade was in drawdown, but it's because usually a lot of my trades don't go into drawdown. But I do just need to remind myself that I had conviction in the trade, even if the trade did stop me out. It is what it is because I did really like that trade. So yeah, once I was in drawdown, I did end up just closing the app, literally throwing my phone, just walking away, doing what needed to be done, because I didn't want to emotionally manage the position. I could have closed the position at a loss, and imagine if I closed the position and it ran. That would have been the most brutal thing to happen. But yeah, as I said, super happy with how I followed my rules. Not much else to say, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. All right, what is up, guys? It is now Thursday, 7 o'clock at night. I am recording this quite late. I was honestly really busy, but let's just get into the trade recap. So let me just go back a bit. So market open was right around this area over here. Obviously, we did have all-time highs. That was literally my one draw. Interesting enough, this was really weird. Right off market open, we ran, like we literally just ripped. We ripped 200 points to the upside with no entries. Taken, this is the 5 minute. You can see the 5 minute candles literally printed higher, higher, higher. There was really no realistic entries to take. Like, I mean, if you have a look, there's no retrace at all, zero pullback. We edge all-time highs by a few points. I ended up getting finally some sort of decent retrace. I was thinking maybe we get something out of this 5 minute gap. Didn't get that. Get a fat rejection down. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was really scared too long after this rejection because, I mean, considering the fact we edged all-time highs by 7 points after we just ripped 200 something points is a little scary, considering then we also dumped back down 150 points. Really weird, right? It's really weird for us to obviously have that strong a rejection, but it was because ES was leading higher. But anyways, after that, we do get a strong flip. I was looking to take some sort of idea off right here, but honestly, I was also thinking, I was really stuck in my head to the fact that we did just get that strong of a rejection. So I was honestly just waiting for some sort of flip higher before I take my entry. And obviously we get our entry after these two candles right over here. This is where I got my entry. This is where I was confident enough in this strong flip. We got our first flip, second flip right over here. Literally what I like taking, a continuation with taking the second flip of the continuation. Really simple trade, sorry. My break even was going to be just this body right over here because, I mean, what's the point of me going break even when we're like 5 points from all-time highs? I may as well just have that as my target. But anyways, break even, oh, I guess I already did mark it out. Break even was the body candle of this wick right here. And if I was just to scale down to the 1 minute, we end up going blah, 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 higher, 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 tap my break even, and I get break even on this trade. So that was the trade I ended up taking today. But also, what really fucking sucks was right as I get off, we get genuinely the most A+ setup I have ever seen. And I was really frustrated at the fact that I did end up locking out my accounts and getting off. But now that I've had so much time to just think back to my thoughts, like, you know, really think to myself why I was frustrated, I realized it was really stupid to be mad for me locking my accounts out. I was pissed at myself because I was like, oh my God, I took a break even on the day and I locked my accounts out and I walked away and I missed a setup. But listen to what I just said. I took a break even, locked my accounts out, walked away. And now I was mad that I missed a setup. I didn't miss anything. I just saw something that was really clean. And I started to cope with, oh my God, I could have taken it. Oh my God, I could have taken it. But I did the right thing as a trader was took my trade for the day, realized that I was honestly, you know, really overwhelmed with this trading session, a little bit emotional. So I just locked my accounts out, walked off. Now let me show you the trade setup that I was a little pissed about. It was simply us creating a 5-minute gap, respecting the gap. Does the candle want to play? Respecting the gap, we get a flip on the 5-minute. I was looking on the 1 minute right here. Would have been honestly a beautiful entry right over here. You have your 1 minute stops, maybe midpoint of that gap, target all-time highs, go break even, internal high, like wow. And you get a really clean 60 points, almost no drawdown, I believe. Yeah, wow. Like look, this, damn. The reason I was really mad was because this literally just printed higher with no failure with like no struggle at all. The fact that we literally just shot up, like we go boom, 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 tiny pullback, boom, 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 boom. This was the most beautiful trade I've ever seen in a really long time. But again, I just needed to accept the fact that it wasn't my day. It wasn't my trade to catch. And that's completely okay because I'm not going to be there to take every single trade as much as I've been trying to be on every single possible trade I can take. It's not going to happen. And I just need to be okay with that. So really not much to it. We ended the day pretty much break even across every account. Here is the trade sinker that wants to focus. There you go. So 13 on the leader account and then around $80 across every other account, putting me at around $250 on the day. So realistically just a break-even day, but yeah, I did the right thing locking out, understanding that I was really at the chance of taking a really emotional, stupid trade. That always happens. Well, I will take one break even and just start chasing the shit out of price. So I'm happy with my execution. Not much else to say. Tomorrow is Friday, last day of the week. I need to be really careful with Fridays. Don't want to take a stupid loss on the Friday. So yeah, not a lot else to add to the segment, but I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, what's up, guys? So it is Thursday night, 9 p.m. You might be questioning, why am I recording a video Thursday 9 p.m.? Well, we ended up getting smoked on longs, but this was the trade I just took not too long ago. Let's just go into replay. Pretty much what my reasoning behind this trade here was. Obviously, what I saw was we had a really nice liquidity sweep right here. Well, we had our original liquidity sweep, reacted higher. Second liquidity sweep got higher, 50-minute. Really nice 15-minute continuation. Also, we did have an inverse fair value gap. I don't use often, but this was just a really nice confluence. Idea was break even at internal highs right here, TP at all-time highs. All-time highs was also equal highs above. So I really did like this trade a lot. And yeah, it is unfortunate that it did not end up playing out. Pretty much gets stopped out instantly, one candle. And obviously there was quite a lot of chop in between the trades. So that does make sense why the trade obviously did not work out. I did execute this shit in chop. But honestly, I was just on it super. I did bid hard on the fact that we have been literally running all of this whole month. So I was assuming that, this would play out, because that was genuinely almost the same long that I took last Asia session as well. I don't know where it is, but yeah. Yo, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I genuinely feel so demotivated right now. I mean, these accounts have $200 of drawdown left before they're gone. And it literally fucking man, we were literally up 1.3 at a point, and now we're down heavy on the accounts. So we literally round trip these accounts, and man, it is really frustrating seeing this. I mean, we were really close to getting a payout. At this point, I honestly would consider these accounts gone. We do have one trade left, $200 left to play with, but I really do want to bring these accounts back. I hope I can. Don't think that is realistically going to happen. $200, I don't know. I am still obviously going to trade these accounts next week. We'll see how we can do, but yeah, guys, I am really honestly frustrated because I was looking so forward to these accounts taking a payout on them. I was so close to getting a payout and literally rinsed them I literally round trip the whole thing. I literally just keep repeating myself because I'm really lost for words. A lot of big losses. We took really big losses because I don't know. I really don't know, but pretty much was a flat static 1-to-1 risk with these accounts. You can see the best trade 770, worst trade 740. So yeah, I guess this is the end of the week. I'm gonna think if I'm gonna get any more evals for tomorrow. Probably will end up getting evals to see if I can trade New York session, and probably ideally half pass or some shit like that. But man, really is demoralizing. I can tell you guys that. But again, yeah, just trying to show you guys the truth with how day trading works, that it is always up and down. There are highs and lows. I'm definitely at a low point again, but we are going to pick up again. I know I can make this back. I do have the skill. I am a good trader. But yeah, really does suck. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, chat. So it is now 6:40 Friday, right over here. Boom. So did end up trading New York AM Friday morning. I ended up getting 3 My Fund and Future Flex accounts and 2 Lucid accounts, pretty much putting me at max owl on the firms. Since My Fund and Futures recently changed their rules to only having 3 accounts, I ended up getting 2 Lucid accounts to try out with Tradesia, the new like Project X platform. But anyways, we did end up taking a trade this morning to half pass all those accounts. And just to show you guys pretty much right over here, I just want to keep that glare. Right over there was around 1.5 across every account. So 6.7K on the day. So pretty much what I saw going into the session was, okay, clearly when I top tick my entry right over here, I literally top ticked my entry during Asia session, and we end up displacing almost 700 fucking points lower, which is honestly ridiculous. But yeah, so going into the session, obviously I saw we had huge sell-off, and next thing I was looking for was obviously what do we have to take out. We ended up taking out this set of lows right here around pre-market, around 9 a.m. or 9:30, whatever. We took this low out, and the next targets we had lower were this low right here and our next low. Now, obviously, it looks like we are just going to trend lower. We have our obvious targets lower. It makes sense to short, but I wasn't looking for shorts realistically to both these targets, all due to the fact of these are a set of strong protected lows. As you can see, reason behind them being protected is number one, they're in a fair value gap. Number two, we held this fair value gap once, reacted higher, held it a second time, reacted higher. What do you guys think is going to happen the third time? Are we going to break through the gap the third time or hold it and go higher? Pretty safe to say we most likely will end up holding it. So everything told me that it's better to just be patient, wait to see this either get taken or for it to get edged and displaced. And pretty much that's what I did. I just waited. I wasn't going to trade towards that target either way. So pretty much just being super patient today obviously was the right thing. That was just me sending a short. I did think about shorting, not going to lie. I thought about taking this 1 minute short right over here, but I told you as I was looking at this trade, I did realize that it doesn't make sense to try and short because look, we took this target out. Why would we have to displace higher just to, go maybe a few more points lower? Doesn't make sense because this target was, so at this point, the target was like maybe 10 more points away. Doesn't make sense. It was all just super low probability. But anyways, we ended up taking a trade. Now don't fry me. It was on the 15-second right over here. Literally just a continuation from this gap. My original entry was off this massive candle right here. But as I was setting my take profit, my order and I'm getting closed at like 800. So I needed just like $400 more just, or 500 more just to, hit the consistency rule and pretty much bang the trade. As you guys see, really simple, half pass across all the accounts. So sorry, I'm really tired. Pretty much that's the end of the week. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This was probably one of our not better trading weeks, I would say. Frequency was really high with how I was trading. I was trading almost twice a day, which was obviously not the smart thing to do. So going to next week, we're not going to do that. We're going to make sure to lower the frequency, make sure we're trading smarter, better setups. But yeah, it is what it is. That is the end of the video. If you guys did stay to the end, I do want to say thank you. Follow me on every social media link in bio, my Discord link in bio as well. If you have any questions, let me know, but I'll catch you guys next week.